Three, two, one. Welcome back, everybody. Special
Hey, what's up,
nightcap
guys?
edition, trailer reaction to the new Dune movie. All right, you guys stoked? We just watched it right now a second ago.
hmm
Before we hop into our reactions, real quick, let's just touch base on one thing. As far as the actual story of Dune, I have read the book. It's been a while though, so it's a little foggy. Al, did you read any of the Dune books?
Oh, I didn't even know there were books. So
Okay,
there's
all right,
that. There's that. And I never watched the original movie. And I know you guys were talking about. I didn't even know there was a TV show. So
okay.
yeah,
All right, you're
nothing.
going to fresh eyes then. All right, Rich,
Yeah.
what about you?
Yeah,
I know you've read the book.
I'm a fan of the series.
Okay,
I've read Dune, and then I read Children of Dune. Never got to Dune Messiah, so I don't know if I could say I'm a fan. I do like it. I just kind of dropped off for me after that. Where the story was going, I just kind of stopped reading.
Yeah.
But it's been a while too. I kind of stopped reading altogether for a little while, anyways.
Reading.
Reading.
What's
I just gave
reading?
it up.
I don't read words.
Well, at least in terms of the old movies, of the old Dune movies, I mean, we have David Lynch's movie from the '80s, and that movie is atrocious. It's horrible.
That
Stains in
movie's
it.
horrible.
It's just so bad. And then we had the sci-fi series, right? They did like a 6 or 9 part series.
9 parts. Six. Yeah.
Okay, that was like in the '90s, right?
Yeah, I liked it for what it was. It was the
Yeah.
closest thing that they got to the books, honestly, compared to that atrocity that was the first one.
Yeah, and for the time, I thought they did. I mean, the production was pretty good. They just didn't really have giant actors in it, but it was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not great, but it was okay. But now, with you got a big name director, you got great actors. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? What's your initial thoughts?
Well, me just coming from someone who doesn't know anything about like the books, the characters, the old movie, which is probably going to be a good chunk of like today's audience because
Yeah,
short
Oh
attention
yeah.
spans, they don't know what the heck went on in the
like
80s. All
Rich, they
right.
may have gave up reading at some point in
Yeah.
time. They just
Reading?
stopped.
What is reading?
Yeah, who knows?
Is that the thing with
And
Audible where someone reads to me?
yeah, but just from this trailer alone, and from someone who hasn't, doesn't know anything about it, I'm hooked. Just because that trailer was legit, like just the production, the way the cool factor, the battles, like the ensemble cast, like of course it's gonna get a lot of people in based on all those alone, like separately and all together. So
Oh,
yeah,
it
I'm
looks
hooked.
exciting.
Exactly.
It looks exciting, and it looks like it has a story to tell. So I'm really interested in seeing it too. I kind of
Yeah,
like it too. I the Harkonnens, I kind of like how they made them badass looking. I'm not sold
yes.
on the all black. You don't always have to be a badass and wear black.
I,
But
I,
other
I
than
take
that,
offense to that, but keep going.
Yeah. Hey.
because that's
Black
because you
people.
guys always wear black. But it
I
looks
know, I know what
epic.
you're
I'm on
saying. I
board
know
with
what you're saying, and I agree. They compared to the way the book reads of these kind of like fat floating characters.
it. Yeah,
You see these guys and they look like legit villains. And
badass.
Batista looks really cool too in this.
Oh yeah.
hmm
And this movie is just in general. I mean, I guess I have some confidence going in because it's such good hands. The director Denis Villeneuve. I hope I'm saying his name right. He obviously just did the last Blade Runner movie. He's a
hmm
very talented director, and you can
Oh,
see
he
it right away
is.
in the trailer. This looks like this story's finally getting the proper attention it deserves because it
Right.
is an iconic sci-fi novel. But it is a tough story to tell. So I'm curious to see how he does. Um, Now let's talk a little bit about this cast. This cast is star-studded. Um,
Stacked.
we got Timothy Chalamet, I think is how you pronounce his name, playing Paul Atreides, who I'm not too familiar with, but pretty much everybody else on this list. I mean, you got huge names: Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, uh,
hmm
Stellan John Skarsgård as the villain Baron, which I'm really interested to see how he does. I think he's going to do excellent. There's that one scene in the trailer where you see him kind of coming out of the oil or whatever the crap he's in, and he just looks wicked. Zendaya playing Chani's character, Jason Momoa playing Duncan.
hmm
So Javier Bardem. I mean, there's just so many characters or so many great actors in this. Man, I'm really curious to see how this plays out.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a good ensemble cast. It's stacked, but there's only one screen and all these like mouths to feed. So hopefully it doesn't get like too much of a cluster.
But
But I'm
if
sure I'm
if
sure
they
it'll be fine.
stick to the books, at least really, I mean, I know no movie actually really sticks to the books, but if they try to, every single one of those characters has such a monumental part to move the story. So it would work. I mean, they're not going to be like someone's going to take over the screen. If they do stick to the story, it's going to be fucking awesome, because those actors are on point. Even the new guy, I don't know his name either, the guy who played Paul, he looks like a good Paul to me. Like, it looks like
he does.
someone who fits that role well.
How you imagine the character.
Yeah.
So one thing I do see here that which makes me feel a little bit more better, because like I said, this is a tough story to tell, is it's going to be split up over 2 movies. So that's
good. Is it?
So they're going to give it its proper
that.
pacing, because it's a long novel, man. I forget, was it 500-600 pages or something? And the story itself, there's a lot that goes on in the beginning, and then Paul kind of assumes his role towards that second half and really becomes himself. So I'm stoked to see what happens. Kind of one minor quip from the trailer, the music. It was very, I don't know, a little bit more energy, a little more bombastic. Sounded like Celine Dion or something right there. Like, it's just like spa music or something. I'm like, okay, and I hope they don't, hope they don't try to modernize it too much. With so much is going on in the world today and politics and everything. I hope none of that gets injected. I hope they keep it to the book and resist that.
Here's the thing. That book has a lot of culture in it. That's what makes that book a great book.
It does.
So there is going to be that culture clash where either way, there's that racism in there already against the Fremen people. And there's also the infighting with, the Atreides and the Harkonnens, the Roman-esque type families, and the way they treat people too. So it's a very important part of the book. So I'm interested to see where they take it. And speaking on the culture, one quirk that I may have with it is it seems like the Bene Gesserits of the movie, like who Paul's mother is, and I'm not going to give anything with the story, but they have power, and it seems like they turn that power into technology. And that's kind of an important thing to move the story along on who Paul is. So
it's a big part of the story.
I kind of hope they explain their way around it, because that's one thing that I'm worried about. The still suits look awesome.
The still suits look on point. I'm still not, I don't know, because we just saw that little blip from the trailer. I'm not 100% sure that is what you think it is in terms of that little scene with him.
I hope not.
Kind of that little hologram thing. I think it might be just him training, but I could be wrong. You might be right on that, but I know what you're saying. But overall, I mean, when I first heard they were doing it, I'll be honest, my excitement level wasn't super high just because the past ones were so bad. But the fact of the actors that are involved, the director who's involved, gotta be honest, my expectation level is pretty damn high. It's like 8 or 9 right now. And then after seeing the trailer, it looks everything that I hoped. So, unless something falls off the rails, you know what I mean? And it turns into like a musical halfway, I have to have a feeling this is going to be pretty good. What about you guys? What's your expectation level at this point?
Like I said, like just from someone who doesn't know anything about Dune, just from that trailer alone, I'm in. I'll definitely watch it in the theater, because it just looks cool. That's it. Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
I'm sold. I like eye candy, and visually, this movie looks fucking epic. It looks awesome. Like, so I'm sold on it. And I'm a Dune fan, and I'm going to go see it regardless. I just, like you said, Steve, I really want someone to do justice to this series of books, Frank Herbert's books, because it tells a really cool story. Just takes a while. It's a slow burn.
Enough about slow burns.
All right, well, from the nightcap, we're excited. Hopefully, Denis Villeneuve don't let us down.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't keep getting postponed like every other blockbuster movie. Thanks, COVID.
Hopefully I don't have to wear a still suit to watch it. All right.
Oh, but you will.